but I still believed in it. And I still thought that it was the only thing that was going to save the world, you know? So I proceeded to continue working, and I got on to doing recruitment. And the bonus about doing recruitment was I got to get off the base. After being stuck there for years on the RPF, no days off, no nothing, I was finally able to get myself out of Los Angeles. And I went to Seattle and Portland and Vegas and Twin Cities, and I went around to different places, and I was recruiting staff members and Sea Org members. And I got pretty good at it. You know, I was doing all right. And I was very, very laden down still, not only with Scientology, but also as a sort of ancillary note here, I was also I had a lot of conspiracy theory, because Hubbard is a conspiracy theorist as well as being a, you know, religious philosophical nut. He was big on conspiracy theory, and he had this whole idea that the world had conspired against Scientology specifically, right? That the international bankers weren't just ruling the world, but they knew that Scientology was going to save it, and they were trying to stop Scientology specifically, not generally, very, you know, premeditatedly. They were trying to destroy Scientology. And I had bought into all that. Right. I was, like I said, my critical thinking was still not my strong suit here. Right. And Alex Jones and all of that conspiracy theory stuff and 9/11 truthers and stuff, that was the vein of conspiracy theory that I believed in at this time. And I used that to recruit people and convince them, you know, why they needed to join the Sea Org, because, you know, we were saving the world from this horrible conspiracy. And it worked on young people. It worked pretty well. And I had no idea that I was, you know, peddling a bunch of lies. I believed all this crap. So during the course of the year, though, was the first time I ever started getting some internet access. I was not going to look up anything about Scientology. I was still ruthlessly self-policing myself about that. But I did start questioning some of the conspiracy theory. Some of the 9/11 stuff specifically. I saw some stuff and I thought, you know, I'm off base. I'm recruiting people. I'm doing the job I'm supposed to be doing. But I thought something might not be totally right about this whole 9/11 thing. And I thought, well, maybe I should look at some of the other information about it. And I did. And I came to realize, oh, no, it's not like that. It's not an inside job. That's not what happened. And I started putting two and two together. And this was the first time in my life since joining Scientology that I actually did apply a little critical thinking to something. And I sort of debunked for myself some of those conspiracy theories, at least the heavy duty Alex Jones, David Icke stuff, right? I still believed Hubbard basically, but I thought, you know, these details don't really make a lot of sense. And this is not really that great. The reason I'm bringing this up is not because of the conspiracy theory stuff. It's because this was the first time that I had internet access, and it was the first time that I actually applied a little critical thinking to my life. That started a chain.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that was really the beginning of the end. I mean, the earlier stuff had been a beginning to the end too. Certainly the RPF program was, but this was the first time when I actually sort of started stepping away from the church's messaging and thinking outside of that, you know? Because this conspiracy stuff was heavy duty amongst the recruiters. All the recruiters were using this. This wasn't an idea I invented. I picked it up from another recruiter who was one of the most successful Sea Org recruiters on the planet. So I was just trying to follow in his footsteps and do what he was doing. And that was how I learned how to recruit. And it was with all this conspiracy stuff. And the more I learned about it, the more I thought, wow, this is really crazy. And then debunking it, I went, oh, we can't be using this stuff to recruit people. This is not true.